bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
What is going on YouTube? It's Brendan from Market Makers. Happy Thursday, everybody. I know everybody's gearing up for the weekend. We have the debt ceiling negotiation still ongoing. At the time of this recording, at least, there's no new breaking news. Basically, still an impasse. Democrats want to keep spending money, $32 trillion in debt. Biden's budget will add $12 trillion in debt over the next decade. Republicans said, nope, we got to cut the deficit. They have a proposal. The bill they passed cuts it by $4 trillion over 10 years. Very small, okay? 1/8 of the debt over a 10-year period, and they can't seem to get the Democrats to cut a single dollar. Now, lots of questions I'm getting about the default, okay? Understand, in real terms, it would be a technical default. So in other words, the U.S. economy, the government takes in plenty of tax revenue to service the debt, but we spend more money than we take in. So what does that mean? It means through prioritization, Biden could decide, Yellen could decide, hey, we're going to make sure we pay the debt service. Okay. So that's going to get paid regardless. They could come out and say that and calm everybody, but this is a negotiating tactic, right? So Yellen's out there, the Treasury Secretary, doing the exact opposite. If you don't pass the debt ceiling increase, then the stock market's going down by 45%. It's catastrophic, cataclysmic, all those words, like an asteroid coming down to Earth, right? So in reality, the Republican bill raises the debt ceiling, but they want spending cuts. So you're still getting the debt ceiling raise, but they want to cut $4 trillion off the $32 trillion in debt over the next 10 years. Democrats don't want to do it. That's where it is in a nutshell. Now, what the market's doing, because this is a trading channel, what the market's doing is you have time degradation. Every day that goes by, the risk level increases of the mainstream media picking up, oh my God, US is in a default. Now remember, our only comparison is 2011. 2011, we had the same thing. We had Obama in the White House, we had a Republican House, and they couldn't come to an agreement. And what happened? 2 days before the deadline, they came to an agreement, but didn't matter. Our credit got downrated. We just got listed on Credit Watch, by the way, by Fitch. So they're watching our credit rating. Our credit got downgraded and we dropped 18% in the S&P. Didn't recover until 2012. So this has real effects in the market. A lot of the market trading, guys, it's not just support and resistance levels, it's psychology, right? So if the average person thinks that, the US is going to default on everything and not pay its bills, well, what's going to happen? You're going to take your money out. Look at the DXY. We've been going over these targets, and we just hit and surpassed our target. We predicted here the 103.917. Watch for the DXY to go to 104, and then watch for the DXY to go to 105.851. That's where your 200 is. This is the move you're looking at here in the double bottom. As you guys know, the DXY moving up puts pressure on cryptos, puts pressure on equities. We're going to look at all those assets here. We're going to look at some trades that are setting up, looking at one on the NASDAQ in particular. We're going to look at NVIDIA, which has had the largest spike in stock market history. I think they're measuring that by dollars or market cap, because percentage-wise, it was still huge. I think it was like 26%, but that's not the biggest rip. I think First Solar beat it just the other day, that one of those stocks that we shorted. So let's get into the business and go over all of this. DXY, parabolic now. It's taking off, okay? Let's go ahead and look at this. On the VIX, this is complacency in the marketplace, and the VIX is up here at 19.23. You're above your 50-day. Notice this is the market maker's Caterpillar, custom design Bollinger Band. You can change colors, all that stuff. When you join our room, guys, you get all of our indicators for free. And so the VIX is up here at 19. We were below 16, which was below where we were in the all-time high. And look at the channels starting to potentially open up. If it opens up, you're going to spike. Markets will dump, okay? Now, if they come out, conversely, you got to remember, flip side of the coin. If they come out and say debt ceiling's done, magic, well, what happens then? Well, you'll probably recover some of these losses that some of these markets have experienced and potentially go higher. So this is the fun of trading. So we're going to look at it here as we get into it. Bitcoin. And no, to the two commenters that keep telling me I'm doing my Elliott wave wrong, I don't trade with Elliott wave. I'm a natural law geometric trader. Okay. So look what Bitcoin did. What I want to show you here on the weekly. On the weekly, we broke our 45. We're at 26,250 right now at the time of this recording. This is bearish, okay? And again, I have Bitcoin coming down on the next pull down to 12 to 13K Bitcoin. When do I think that will happen? We have a pivot pattern, which we'll look at again today. Haven't shown it in a couple of videos. We have a pivot pattern for the S&P predicting mid-June. Obviously, guys, it's a pattern. It could take a week, take 2 weeks longer. We'll see what happens. Markets fall 5 to 7 times faster than they rise. So that's when I'm looking for Bitcoin with confluence to move down. If this was truly a risk-on environment, you'd see Bitcoin moving up. Now, maybe if you said AI a few times with Bitcoin, you could get it to pump up. Let's look at Bitcoin on a 3-day chart. On the 3-day chart, guys, I wanted to do this without fibs so you could see this. There's your high, there's your lower high, and there's your lower high, okay? And I've been telling you, I think you're coming back to retest your ceiling, roughly 25K. And on a larger time frame, what are you doing? If you hold that and bounce back up at all, you're just making a massive double top. Or you're going to see me go over a lot of double tops today, okay? There's one right here on Bitcoin as well. So this is the 3-day chart. Let's look at this on the daily. Let's go to the daily. And you can see this as well. You can see your trading ranges develop, right? That's why we have this Wyckoff trading range. Well, you can do it as you zoom in to the smaller trading range and do what I call mini-coff structures and do something like this. So there's your clear selling climax, and then you could have your buying climax. And you're trading this range. You're trading in the bottom of the range. And if you see, you're just retesting. There's nothing I'm interested here in doing on Bitcoin, okay? Because we shorted this in the room up here. Mark posted a trade up here above 30,000. Okay, I got to 30,000. We're at almost 31,000. And he posted a trade here above 30,000. I think 30,650. I posted a trade here. And again, double top structure. Okay, that's where I posted a trade. Now, both these trades hit beautifully. So Mark's trade came all the way down 17% if you held his open. If you took profits and then you took my trade, let's see what I did. We probably got 13, 14%, 13.60%. So right here, looking for a more bearish structure in the bottom of this current trading range. Not really interested in doing anything here. Let's look at the 8 hours, see if this presents any differently at all. And then now we'll use some fibs to see what we're looking at in this more narrow mini-coff structure range. Bouncing off the 786 at 26,193, almost came down to 25,793. Again, your 1618 showing you 24,638, just 300 points below the Wyckoff ceiling. So when the markets do roll after the AI euphoria fades and or the debt ceiling, time goes by, time degradation, market gets more panicky and sells off some because tech is the only thing holding the market up. You can watch and see if Bitcoin comes down to that 1618 at 24,638, bounces around here, see if you make a double bottom, try to make some type of structure. But that's what I'm looking at here. If you get a breakdown on a smaller time frame, you could look to see if you break below 25,793, but that's so close. I like to swing trade as much as possible, not day trade. That's so close to the 25. I personally would just wait, but we got traders in the room that'll be posting those trades. Guys, if you want to get these trades, see our signals, talk to the community, watch live streams, educational videos. We got 13,000 people on our Discord. You can join for free. Just check out SimpleFX or BingX and download the app, message Lee in the Telegram. All the info is in the video description. I'll pin it in the YouTube comments. They'll pay for your first month, so it's risk-free. Download one of the apps and message Lee. Guys, on SimpleFX, you do get up to a $5,000 instant bonus to trade with in your margin. Use our link. And for BingX, with our link, you don't even need a VPN on BingX. Guys, you want to trade Pepe and some of these other coins, just try out BingX if you want to be a 100% crypto bro. So do that, and I'll see you guys in the room because I can talk a lot more in the room than we can in the YouTube comments. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Let's look at our indicators here. Money flow on the 8 hour. Let's check it on the daily. I basically baseline everything on the daily, guys. You're pumping right back up to the median line. So again, not a lot to see here. Trading in the bottom of this descending range, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Now the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has been the beast. Yesterday, we had a great decline in the NASDAQ all the way down to 13.5. And now we pumped all the way back up to like 13,950, I think, as I was recording this video. Caterpillar on here once again. Looking at the fib layout here, 13,894. Obviously, we're a little bit above that. NASDAQ's pretty volatile, especially when you have a big rip up. But here's our Wyckoff trading range. Let's zoom in on the smaller time frame. So looking at this on the smaller time frame, 13,894. I think you're going to end up printing a double top here as well. Wherever this goes, we're going to look at it on an even smaller time frame. This is a daily. Okay, you're going to end up printing a double top here because the AI, look, AI is a bubble. And some people get mad at me when I say that. Look, is the internet a real thing? It's obviously a real thing. Did we have an internet bubble because stocks become overvalued? Yes, we had an internet bubble. That was .com, guys. So AI is the same thing. AI is Nvidia worth a forward trading at a 90 PE right now for forward earnings. 90 PE. Last year, trailing 12 months, 160 PE. Well, Microsoft and Apple are roughly around a 30, 32 PE. So is Nvidia worth 3 times as much? Just remember, when the recession comes, the average recession PE of the S&P is 12 to 14. The S&P is at like 18 times right now or 19 times, and Nvidia is at 90. So what do you think is going to happen? But any rate, looking at the resistance here, let's go ahead and go to a smaller time frame. Pulled a simple fib retracement here, guys, and as you can see, the pump back up. 13,928. We almost got up to 13,973. I like this area because I think this will fade. Okay. I think the move is going to fade. Upside risk up here is at 14,038. And again, that's just off a simple fib retracement or fib projection, I should say, to the upside here. So that's what I'm looking at here, seeing if we can hold in this range, build a shape, and it may even be more narrow right in this little range before you start to roll back down. I'm utilizing the S&P as confluence with this as well. I'll show you what I mean when we get to that. 4-hour time frame, looking at the same thing, getting a little bit of a doji. This candle is obviously open. Big wake up, guys. Again, that move last night was institutional traders, right? Most retail's not on trading. At Nvidia reported earnings, everything AI related pumped up. So we were down here at 13.5, boom, skyrocket back up here to 13,962. It looks like 965. Looks to me like you're going to be rolling over here. We'll see how long this move lasts. Now, again, if they come out with a debt ceiling solution tomorrow, over the weekend, you could see more of a pop. So be aware. I'm just looking in this range to see what kind of trades present themselves. But I like this range a lot because we just had a nice move down, big move up on a lot of euphoria, and I'm looking at the S&P with confluence. So again, when I'm looking at trade setups, guys, and if I was looking at the NASDAQ here, if I want to enter a trade here between, let's call it 13.9, where's it at? 13.940 and 13.970, potentially up to 14,000. I'm looking at what else can move the NASDAQ, the big tech stocks. Let's just look at the big three. Look at Google, pumped right up to my 1618 at 126.48. You see that? Got a couple wicks above. Again, this is early. This is a 3-day chart here. We can put it on the daily. But this looks like it's putting in a top. And you can see actually here on the daily, you already have the structure of a double top forming. You see this? You already have a structure of a double top forming. You have the dollar on the rise, the VIX picking up. I think this area is going to hold. So this is one stock, one of the big mega cap tech stocks, especially in the NASDAQ, that's keeping the NASDAQ elevated. What about Microsoft? Microsoft exceeded my fib. Again, heavy AI story, right? It got up to the 2058. It's above 323. This again looks like it's going to be petering out. Let's look at this on the daily. See what we got here. So Microsoft, the money flow is still around just above the median line. This is not a strong money move. Where are we at on Google on this? I don't know if I have it on here. Google got overbought on the money flow, okay? So Microsoft's just chilling. hanging out here, but on the money flow, looks like it's going to be making a double top as well. So Microsoft exceeded this. You do have a gap here. I think this is going to roll over as well. And let's look at one of the biggest one, Apple. Okay, is Apple going to drive the Nasdaq and the S&P higher? Apple's right at my key or hit my key resistance of 176 on the 1 fib, a 100% retracement of the move here. Okay, so you look back historically here, very close to its all-time high, and Apple's struggling. It's at 173. But you look back historically, back here, it was the August rally. That was your high, and you hit it again, and now you're below it. Again, this doesn't look bullish to me on the price action. It's putting in a distribution box right now. So for confluence, we can look at the S&P as well. If we look at the S&P, NASDAQ, big move up. AI, big move up. Bitcoin came down even more, and look at the S&P. The S&P was trading up here at 4,200. It fell down. We shorted this in our room, guys. I posted a trade at 41.80. Actually, it's better to show you on this chart so you can see it. Posted the trade at 41.80. We broke our 45, went all the way down, got a nice $80 move here on a day trade yesterday. Pumped back up, and it's sitting at 41.47. Okay, so you didn't rebound right back to where you were on the S&P, and there's a reason for this. But let's go back and look at the pivots because I want to address this. People are asking about the pivots. Are the pivots still in play? Yeah, so to be clear, guys, the pivot pattern, which is 43 bars, 61 days, they're not all co-equal here, holidays and things like that. But looking at the pivot pattern, going back a year, the exact bottom, the exact top, right? The exact bottom, the exact top. And then the last pivot was not the exact top. It was close within whatever that is, $20, $30. And we had the same thing here. Here's our pivot, and we got $40, $50 above it. And what this pivot pattern is calling for, and what I've been pointing out, is last year, we so far have rallied and fell on the same levels. What do I mean by that? So June was our low last year for our rally up to August. The pivots, the way I see this playing out is we're pulling back down for our June pivot, okay, our June pivot. Now on the pivot pattern, it's June 14th, give or take a couple of weeks, okay? Markets move down 5 to 7 times faster than they move up. What's important to me is, do we land on June 14th or June 21st? What's important to me is trading it and shorting it before it does this move, okay? Because this is how I make money, is trading. So in the short here, 41.80, I'm looking for this to move down. If it moves down, let's just say June 14th for the sake of argument, when's the next top? The August date. Where's that target it's moving to? We've been over this in other videos. I have the S&P pulling down to 31.41. Now, again, give or take $150. That's 3,000 to 3,300, sweeping its low. I don't have my weekly chart up to show you all the levels. Show you that next video. But I'm looking for that next pull down, roughly 1,000 points from here. Okay, 1,000 points from here. That's what I'm looking for on the next pull down, and that'll land you in June. You rally back up in August, which means your final bottom is in October. Okay, your final bottom would be October. That would be your ultimate low. That's the bottom in the market. So this will be your false bottom to pull you down, big rally back up, fall back down again. And when did you do this pattern? Exact same pattern last year. Bottom in June, rally to August, bottom in October. And that's what I think we're going to end up repeating here. So that final bottom on the S&P, for those of you that are new, that haven't been watching the channel, again, I'll show the chart next video. But the final bottom, let's just call it 2,000. It can go down to 1,800, it can go up to 2,400. I have that final bottom at 2,000, okay? And I'll show you that with the Dow levels and everything next video. Now, what's interesting about this? The S&P, why isn't it moving up more? Tech is holding it up right now. Also, potentially the hopes for, the debt ceiling resolution. And if that happened, I think you're going to come right back up to that 4,200. The longer this takes to happen, the more likely this is to pull down. But the reason is the breadth, guys. The reason is the breadth here in the market. So let's look at this on the 200. How many of the S&P stocks are above their 200-day moving average? 500 companies. Only 39%, 39.5% companies are above their 200. So less than half are above their 200-day moving average. Gets more interesting. These are all indicators you get for free in our room, guys. It gets more interesting when you look at this at the 50. How many S&P companies are above the 50? 31%. Less than 1/3 of the 500 companies in the S&P 500 are above their 50-day moving average. This is why you don't have a stronger move. In other words, you are funneling the money to the 10, 12 big cap tech stocks in the S&P or Staples, wherever it's going. It was going in McDonald's for a little bit. But you're funneling the money into the 10 or 12 big stocks that's holding up the market right now. The breadth is extremely narrow. Your ratio of volume, there's more selling than buying. Money flows hovering around the median line. Guys, the longer this takes is time. It's a ticking time. Can't say the next word, but the longer it takes for time to go by, the more strong the bias becomes for this to move down. And you fell back below the 45 again, okay? So this is a bearish transaction. You're trying to hold your long-term support resistance here at 41.43. You're at 41.47. So that's what's happening in the S&P. You can see this on the 8-hour. On the 8-hour, another reason I knew to post the short, guys, would we trade there? A double top breakdown through the 45. See it on the 4-hour even more clearly. There's your double top. Okay, there's your breakdown. And now you're just struggling with the rebound back up. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Gold and silver, guys. I mean, you guys know that I've been watching this channel. We nailed this, okay? I made a video about gold and silver back in January that I thought it was going to go down. We were talking about it for weeks, waiting for it to get above 2055. 2055 above 2055. I got in here at 2058, went up to 2067, and now you have this awesome drop in gold. Okay, we talked about it here on the channel, posted the trade in the room, 6% drop. Now, gold went down 34% in the GFC. My premise is the metals will repeat the GFC cycle. You will see this move down, and again, the US dollar is moving back up. So what does that mean target-wise? Since we did pump up, I redid the targets for you. Looking at gold coming to 1579 to sweep its low with the primary target at 1446. Now I have physical gold, I have physical silver. I view this as a buying opportunity. And does it have to do this? No, guys, but so far the TA has been spot on. 6% move to the downside. And even last video we talked about gold retesting the base of Wyckoff. Look at that. 2 failures, and now it's going down lower again. Gold is trading at 1943 at the moment. So that's what you really want to watch as gold continues to move down. Okay, this is a 3-day chart. Silver, on the other hand, went down 61% in the GFC. Silver, we traded, and I shared it here on YouTube as well, up at $26. I guess it got up a little bit higher, 26.17. Great move in silver, roughly the same percentage, I believe. Or is it more? Oh, it's more, 12.73, almost 13% move in silver. Traded this at 26, posted this trade in the Discord. Guys, come check out the Discord. And that's what silver is doing here, okay? So I have silver targets, as you guys know, $12 to $14. If this continues to play out as my TA predicted, if it doesn't, that's okay, because I got a almost 13.5% winner right here on silver right now. And I'll tighten my stop loss to be just above the trend line. So if I get wicked out, I get wicked out with a very nice, handsome profit as well. Let's look at the MFI here, and you got a lot of room. You can still go down, okay? The metals will go down, guys. I know there's so many channels that are telling you the opposite. Gold 2,500, gold 5,000. Those numbers may indeed come. They will come from a lower point because it's going to repeat the GFC cycle. Citibank and JP Morgan have 90% of all the gold and silver trades, paper trades, basically going through them, okay? When times get tough, these things are liquidated. When the dollar's growing in strength, the metals are coming down. These are fear trades for right now. You need a lot more market participation to really drive these home. And you're not going to see that until everybody's scared. When is everybody scared? When the market is crashing. And until then, these will sell off as people need money. So NVIDIA, as promised, guys, I threw this on a 3-day chart because even on the daily or 8-hour, it's one candle. So NVIDIA reported earnings, and they had an excellent quarter. The AI craze, this thing shot up massively. Look at the gap here. So this was after hours. So it's institutional traders pumped this thing up. What I did was I went back to the pandemic low, to the previous all-time high, because you have a new all-time high now, previous all-time high, down to the October low of about $100. And this is the symmetrical move. This thing gets up to 409. That's an area I'm interested in trading NVIDIA. As you can see right now, it's just floating between my fibs, right? So even if we put this on like a 4-hour, very narrow range of candles here, right? I want to see this thing build a box, and you can see 409 is not that high above. I want to see this thing build a box, test resistance, hold support, because this is an extremely narrow range right now because you only have a few 4-hour candles, brand new, fresh move. I like this area at 409. Again, is AI the next big thing? Of course, it could easily be the next big thing, but doesn't mean NVIDIA is going to be trading at 90 times forward earnings. Okay. So, especially when the market does turn back down. MSTR, been over this many times, guys. This is one of our 27% trade winners I shared with you guys above 333. Nothing new to report here as we're still holding support at 273. Not looking to do anything unless we break through here, or for some reason, for whatever reason, came back up here to retest that range above 333, I would be shorting it again. But this is a very excellent trade that played out. Let's look at Palantir. Oh, this is a new one. So Lee was tracking Palantir. We looked at it. So Palantir was pumping up and then it sold off. And now it's pumping back up with the AI. Again, AI. So where do I like this? If you're going to take a flyer on a stock like this, I really like it at 1429, the 1618. I don't know if it's going to get there. Okay. It got the 1342 and then it's selling off some. But if it gets to 1429, I like it up there. My suggestion would be anybody that wants to take a gamble here and see if this thing starts breaking down and coming back to whence it pumped from. I would definitely be trading in the top of the range of where it is now. This is a meme stock, much like First Solar. And just to come back down from where it pumped from, 45%, almost 46% move. To come back to its low, 56% move. Unprofitable tech company. Okay. I know a lot of people like it. Unprofitable tech company. And this is why it sold off from its high of wherever that high was, $30, $40, somewhere in there. Yeah, way up here. Way up there. Yeah, $45. So that's what I would do, guys. I personally am waiting till 1429. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. There's plenty of other things to trade. But if you were going to trade this, I would trade it in the higher range. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's still on its rebound. We shorted this at 208, 27% win, guys. 27% win. And it's still on its rebound. Again, not interested in doing anything here. If it starts breaking below 161 with any type of strong movement, more interested. Comes back up to 208, 220, more interested. Dead zone for me right here. The Germans, BingX. So the DAX, Lee in our room has been trading in and out of here like a pro, scalping this. We had that pump up, got above the 16.2 that we've been talking about, failed right back down in the bottom of the range. So again, DAX, not interested in doing anything here at the bottom of the range. If it flips this range, which is 15,729, comes back, retests it, and starts to fail just like gold did, then I would be interested. Or if it once again comes back up for a lower high, can simply pull a fib retracement on this. This is a daily chart. Pull a simple fib retracement here. If this started pumping back up maybe to 16.1, 16.2 again and starts to fail, making a larger double top, I would be interested in the DAX as well. Viva la France. J'appelle la vie. All right, looking at the French 40, guys. Oh, if you guys took this, so we nailed this trade. This was one of the closest I actually got to a major index when I first talked about this. I think I got within $15 of the trade I posted on the Discord. Shared this with you guys as well, trading up here at the 1618. And then I gave you this rebound, 75.35 was the actual fib on my other layout. This got to 75.30. So this was a great move on the CAC. And this is approximately, where are we at from the top? From the top here, nice 5.25 move all the way down. Okay. So this played out really well. We'll see if this rolls back up again, and it could very well come back up. Try to hold the support here at 71.82 and give you yet another attempt. And what would this look like? It would look like the Bitcoin chart. It would look like so many of the MSTR chart. It look like so many of the charts that are just doing these stair step, lower highs. Okay. So you can watch that. And First Solar update, guys, nothing's changed on this. We shorted this at 231, came down to about 199. It's holding range here at 200. Not interested unless it breaks Wyckoff, starts to fall down, or pumps back up to previous resistance. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic holiday weekend here in the USA. Markets are closed Monday. Guys, I'll get that video out to you then on Tuesday and discuss any progress in the news with the debt ceiling and everything else. Hope to see you in our room. Like and subscribe. Talk to everybody soon.